Greetings, council members and Mayor Lee. Can everyone hear me all right? My name is Cale DeMarco, and I'm a resident of 428 27th Street Southwest. I address you all today to present my concerns regarding the proposed rezoning of the nearby Z1 agricultural land to a Z60 heavy industry designation. It is undeniable that the reclassification of the 328 acres in question from farmland to heavy industry opens a Pandora's box of possibilities that all stand to fundamentally alter the character of our neighborhood. Whether it's new roads, increased traffic, noise pollution, light pollution, or any number of other disruptions inherent to industry. I understand that in this case, our needs are those of the few being pitted against those of the many. I'm simply asking that adequate consideration be given to our state of living in the process. Our primary area of interest is the agricultural land closest to us. If I asked you all to picture and describe an Iowa landscape, I'm sure I would get a near unanimous response consisting of empty, flat fields. In most cases, cornfields. That's certainly how I have and would have described Iowa to people who have never been here. To me, that flat, empty green space right out the front door is an integral piece of home. This rezoning presumes to plop the towering ugliness of industry right in the middle of this space. If the area must be developed, I at least request we be given sufficient distance from whatever replaces it. I was glad to hear of the increase in the barrier distance, thank you, because to be frank, I found the 500-foot barrier to be laughable. My dad and I have sliced golf balls farther into that cornfield than 500 feet, and we certainly wouldn't want to be held liable for any property damage. I think 1,000 is a step in the right direction, but 1,500 would be more appropriate. Once again, I understand ours are the needs of the few pitted against the needs of the many. However, I also ask that this council recognize what this area represents to us residents. A neighborhood is more than plots and parcels, more than lines on a map. My family has lived in Midland Heights and Rolling Acres spanning back 4 generations. I do not exaggerate when I say that we have played a significant role in its growth, development, and character. My grandparents have built or renovated 8 houses within the 4 blocks closest to the land in question. In kindergarten, I told my teacher I wanted to be a construction worker because I always saw my grandpa working on these projects. Later, I got older, and I actually got to work on them and realized I should probably consider a change of career, but I digress. The point here is there is an intangible aspect at stake. These are people's lives, people's memories, people's hours of blood and sweat. Not only would a new industrial company in such proximity lead to a significant loss in property value, but it would irrevocably change the area we have all lived in for years, put blood, sweat, and tears into building, and we know and love today. The area my grandparents watched their children, grandchildren, and may one day watch their great-grandchildren grow up in. I humbly ask you to keep these points in mind as this process goes forward. Thank you.